Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie Donnie BUIE. What's going on, brother?
What's up, brother? What's up?
How you doing?
Nah, pretty good, bro. Pretty good.
I just wanted to. Yep. I just wanted to ask you, as far as with music, how did you get started?
I actually started at 7 years old. My family, me and my uncle would back in 1997, we had the tape deck, and my uncle had this PC computer, and he would make beats in his room. And I don't even remember like what was the music thing back then, but we would do little beat. He would do little beats, and I had this old karaoke microphone that he hooked to the computer, and we would just freestyle and rap and all that jazz back in 97. And then I went to Florida School for the Deaf and Blind and really got into instruments, and learned how to play the drums, piano, and at that point, yeah.
So at what age did you do that?
I was like, so when I went to Florida School, it was about 9 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at 9 years old, what were some of the things going through your mind, being exposed to, being taught how to play the drums and different instruments?
It was more of a therapeutic thing, man. So I had a lot going on, as everybody would learn to know. Like, I came down from Pennsylvania, just got off of chemotherapy. My mom was on the run for a bit. And I went to stay with my grandma, and I was honestly looking for something to distract me. So I got best thing in it. I was wandering around the campus, and I went into the music department, and the lady there was blind too. Her name was Perry, and she taught me how to play the piano, and then I got on the drums and with another teacher, and I was doing that too. So
no, that's amazing. So you started with the drums, and then what was the next instrument that you went from there?
It was drums, honestly. It was just drums it was rhythm. Actually, if I'm really gonna be honest with you, but it's gonna sound nerdy as shit, but bells.
Finesse, baby.
Bells. I was in the bell choir.
Nah, that's dope. I mean, honestly, bro, like the samples that I'm going after right now for the boom bap that I'm making, I'm looking for bells. You know what I mean? Like, I love every instrument. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a way to express yourself as a musician.
And that's my thing too. So when I was 9 or 10 years old, I actually I liked opera. And it was like the more performance opera where they would sing, and it would be all these different instruments and all these different things. And I had vision until I was 7, but I would get to paint a picture in my head of what was going on through music. Mm-hmm. So the best way to do that I found back then was through people who never had visual representation, like Mozart, Beethoven, and all the rest of these people. They just made you, by ear, they made you see what they were seeing in their mind by listening to music. And I know that sounds corny, but like that's always been my way of viewing music. I love hip hop, I love rock, I love all the rest of this stuff, but I always like, Beethoven and all the rest of them, because they didn't have the visual representation back in the 1600s. You seen them, and they was making you see what they played and feel it, what they played.
Absolutely. Can you describe the emotions and the sensations you feel when creating or performing music?
In a simple word, free, right? Because I don't believe anybody should limit themselves in any way, shape, or form. Like what I think is absolutely not good can be something that changes somebody else's life, right? So I knock somebody else's creativity and abstract thinking just because I don't find it, you know, I don't think I got a good response in it.
How do you navigate the challenges of the music industry?
Oh, networking, friends and network. All it is to it, man. I conversate with people. You know, I'll play music live on TikTok and stuff like that, and welcome comments and welcome everything like that. You know, I'm an open door. You know, if you want to contact me, talk to me, and all the rest of that stuff, I'm an open door, because if one mind can create a work of art, two minds can create something special.
Absolutely, 100%. In what ways has your unique experience influenced the approach of music production and songwriting?
It gives me another way to, no pun intended, look at things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody else, you know, they going this way, I can go that way. I mean, even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles and all the rest of this stuff, everybody likes to compare themselves, especially when you get a disability or blindness, you like to compare yourself to them. But at the end of the day, I can bring a whole different perspective. I think that was the word.
How do you hope that your music impacts others, especially others that may be going through their own struggles?
Finesse, baby.
When you wake up in the morning and you turn on something I made, you watch a video that I did, a cover or something like that, you put a smile on your face, that's how I hope it impacts your day, you know? Because we wake up to a lot of crazy stuff with the presidential election, with wars and all the rest of this stuff. If I could take somebody 2-3 minutes out of somebody's day and make them smile or make them remember a track from 1997, 1998, I did my job.
Absolutely. Can you share a moment in your career where you turned limitation into a powerful creative tool?
Well, I used to be in band. So I used to be in band back when I graduated in Penn State. And when I was there, I was given the chance to play in a jazz band, and I didn't have a drum set to myself. So I'm like, I can't play this. I can't play in this band or whatever. And the guy that I knew was like, listen, we're gonna get you right. So his friend brought his drums and stuff like that. And by networking with other people and throwing my disability out the window and not saying no to myself, I was able to reach out and, you know, perform at a jazz benefit for cancer back in 16. So,
wow, now, that's amazing. What advice would you give other artists facing challenges, whether it be physical, emotional, or situational?
Don't say no to yourself. Let others say no to you.
That's deep. How do you balance vulnerability and strength in your music, and how do those qualities resonate with your listeners?
Quite honestly, I'm just me, and that's all I want to be. And I feel like everybody else should do the same thing. You know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, Del Washington told me to bet, or worse. Yeah, obviously I haven't talked to Denzel, but I seen it in I heard it in a TikTok video. At the end of the day, and when the music stops, you at the grave. It's only you in the dirt, and only your own regrets. So it's either you live with it or you die with it.
100%. There's no U-Hauls following the hearses.
Exactly. Only back in Egyptian times they buried they pets and all the rest of that stuff with them, but they don't do that now. And even when they did bury it with them, you was still sleeping in your own head by yourself. So you can bury tools and clothes around you, but at the end of the day, you're still sleeping in your own.
Mm-hmm. What does success mean to you, and how do you measure it beyond conventional standards in the music industry?
Success to me is another fan. And a bunch of people say I don't care about the money. We all know that's BS. Everybody care about the money and all that stuff. But success to me, honestly, is just somebody else listening to me, somebody else hearing me, somebody else getting feeling what I'm putting down. So that's, if I get 10,000 people to listen to me, I feel like that's true success. Because then I get I start to do away with the stereotypes and the stigmas of being blind and all the rest of that jazz by showing people that, listen, if I can do it, you can do it. So
100%. Man, you always inspire me, man. You're always in great spirits. Definitely used to love the sessions in Clubhouse when you would just hop on with the guitar. How did you start to develop a love for the guitar?
That's actually a good question. My son was born in 2018. I had always had a love for music because I told you I played drums and piano. So when I was playing drums, it's a good foundation to play the guitar. So I was back in 2018. My girlfriend bought me a guitar for our anniversary in February. It was called it was a Breed Love concert series guitar. Wow. And Breed Love. My son was born in 2018, so I told her I would learn it. And there's some really videos that I ain't proud of back in 2018, 2019. Me thinking I didn't know how to play the guitar.
But it's important, you have to document the journey. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So after me figuring out that I probably need some help, I went to actually learn the guitar back at just like a place called Harrisburg Area Community College, and there was a guy named Ryan Chilcote who secret fact, when everything goes to heck, and this is on the trivia thing, he's half deaf. He taught me how to, so that half deaf dude taught me how to play guitar.
Wow.
Yeah. We put together a whole thing where I would memorize the fretboard. Like I have a grid view of a guitar in my head when I'm playing. Mm-hmm. Memorized everything, and he would just tell me what I was doing wrong, where to put my hands and fingers and all the rest of that jazz. And he was like, you should play with a pick. And I was like, I've always felt comfortable playing with just my hands because I can feel it better. Mm-hmm. So I've always been playing with my finger style, as they say in guitars. So
did you continue with the finger, or did you try the pick out?
I tried both. I've done both, but I think to get a true feel for the music and stuff like that, I started with fingerstyle, and did that for like 3 years, and then I really started to get into branching into other areas and stuff. But for then, just to get the feel of it, I played primary fingerstyle. If you think about it, a lot of the old blues guitarists and stuff like that, they didn't really have picks. I mean, they had anything that was close to them. They was playing with bottle tops. It was playing with they played slide guitar with a beer bottle. They put it on the end of it, slide that bull up and down the fretboard.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got to work with what you got, though. You know what I mean? 100%.
Exactly. They didn't have millions and thousands of $1 million equipment. They just had a guitar, a voice, and a crowd, and you perform that way.
100%. How do you stay inspired, and what motivates you to keep creating and sharing your music with the world?
My family, friends, and fans. As family, friends, and fans. Those 3 F's. Family, friends, and fans, man. My family likes when I play the guitar. My fans on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all the rest of that stuff. Like when I cover, my friends come out every now and again if I do a show every blue moon. So that's literally it. If I got those three things, and I'll keep going to the clock strikes out, man.
100%. Can you talk about a time that you felt connected to your audience during a performance, and what did that moment mean to you?
It was actually when I performed at that was 2 times, but I'm gonna do the one when so there's this thing called extreme mobility where they take people with disabilities, blindness and stuff like that, and they take them out and make them do, not make them, let them do extreme sports like snowmobiling, and going fishing and going water tubing and stuff like that. And we was there, and they had a band, and this guy that I know, we were at his house and we were having dinner and stuff, and they got the band together. They got a bunch of kids who played instruments and stuff. So I got up on there and I was playing drums with this band. It was just like a ragtag group of people that they just put together, and it was like you felt the emotion because it's a Christian-based organization, and you felt the energy in the room with a bunch of people with, from really, it's a different world, like different walks of life. Some of these people's rich as all get out. Some people was like me, blind from the, I'm not gonna say from the streets, but it was a connection, and you could feel it in the entire room, bro. That was amazing. That happened like 3 times when I went to that camp. That was beautiful.
100%, man. It's always good when you can have like-minded individuals in the room.
Right.
How important is faith to you?
I wouldn't be here without it. I mean, I'm the one, if there's a definition of true faith, it would be me, because every time I take a step, it's faith that I'm not gonna hit something, I'm not gonna fall. 100%. Think about it. It's always fit. I have to believe in faith, because I could walk into the middle of the street and not hear something on my left while I'm focused on my right. So having faith that I'll get across the street, and that whatever is up in the sky, whether it's God, Jesus, anything, is going to guide my steps to the other side of the road.
100%
my life,
every time.
Yeah, my life's built on that.
How was that instilled? Around what age would you say that your faith was instilled?
My grandma, man, I can't. My grandma, when I was 7, 8 years old. My cousin, she just passed away a couple months ago. My cousin Lil, she was a deacon. It's always been in my family. When I was real young, we had a Bethel ministry, and then we had Bellevue Church, I think it was, or something like that. One of the preachers was a really good, loved me and stuff like that. I always been faithful. My family, we was deep in the church, man.
100%, man. I believe in God, man. So it's always good, hearing people talk about faith. It's getting more and more uncommon these days, and it's a sad thing, but it's a necessary tool for life. And unfortunately, the youth isn't gonna know that until they need it.
And that's the sad part about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you can reject it, but it'll still be there. You can turn a blind eye to it, but it'll still be there. And that's what I look at it from that perspective. I don't know, I obviously can't see the door in front of me, but it's still there. So you can't, but he's still there. So you can reject the facts, and you can reject all that stuff, but the good part about it is he's still gonna look out for you.
Every time.
Every time.
And no matter what you're going through, You know what I mean? There's a reason deep down, a greater purpose.
Big facts.
How do you handle doubt and fear in your creative process? And what's some of the methods that you use to overcome these emotions?
I don't let others say no to me. I don't let myself say no. And if I can do it, I'll do it. You know what I mean? If there's a mountain, I'm gonna climb it, because until something physically restrains me from doing something, that's my limitation.
100%. I agree, man. What's a common misconception people have about you as a blind musician, and how do you challenge or address that?
That we all want to be Ray Charles or Stevie Wonder. Or we all, whatever the hell it is. I respect Stevie Wonder, and I respect Ray Charles, and I respect all these people, but I don't want to be them. Like, I don't want to be Kanye West. I don't want to be them. I don't want to be any of them. You know, I want to be me. You know, I want to play music, and when somebody in 50, 100 years from now looks back and says, Donnie Bowie inspired me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I hear them say, Donnie Bowie inspired me, and he was inspired by Stevie Wonder, and he was inspired by Ray Charles, and he was inspired by, that's a long list of names. I just want to say, yeah, Donnie Bowie helped you out.
Mm-hmm. What legacy do you hope to leave through your music? And how do you want to be remembered as an artist?
My son. Only legacy I leave on this earth is my son, you know. Music is a beautiful thing, and I hope that people listen to my music and feel something when they hear it. But only legacy I'm leaving on this earth is Grayson Witter, my son. So when he hits the world and people see what a great job I did with him, then they'll
100%. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Passing the game and knowledge forward to the next generation.
Exactly. And I'm gonna teach him music. His mom know music too, so we're starting to get him into music and percussion and all the rest of that stuff now. So that's all amazing. My knowledge.
What's some advice that you would tell your younger self?
We gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Because I was scared when I was young. I was terrified of running into walls, tripping. You know, people ostracizing me. You know, or people not wanting to play with me when I was young, not wanting to help me out. And you know, and I told you I live off of faith, so the next step is always thinking of who's gonna be there to help me, who's gonna be there to do something with me, and my life won't be lonely. But if I could help something back then, man, listen, we gonna make it. We gonna be there, bro. Just keep pushing through, and the next thing you'll know, you'll be 34 with a house and your son and your girl, and you know, doing an interview with my guy. So it is what it is.
Already, man. Well, so what's coming next for Donnie Bowie?
We deleted DistroKid, and we gonna start from scratch. I'm about to put out a cover album. All star. I got told by in the Ego Room by Miss Jackie and them that I should do just nothing but covers and an album with nothing but guitars and stuff like that. So that's what we're working on now. We're getting all our ducks in order, and we're gonna do that for the world.
That's amazing. Yeah, I definitely will purchase that 100%.
Yeah, I got the sound effects on the laptop. I'm gonna put in some sound effects. It's gonna be like a sound effects scheme, all guitar music done by me with some sound effects in the background, and we're gonna make it a just like I told you earlier, you know, like Mozart and them they made you feel and see through music. And that's what I'm gonna try to do.
No, that's what you're gonna do, my brother.
Yeah.
100%. Well, you already know you got one sale, 100%. Just send it to me. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy that joint instantly.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Need any help along the way, my brother, I'm definitely down to help you, whether it be mixing and mastering, any sounds, effects, whatever I could do to help push it forward, brother. I got you.
And all day, I appreciate you taking the time to have me.
No doubt, man. Your story is important, man. It's always inspired me, and I knew that, you know, it definitely will inspire others when they see, you know, the faith that you have in your spirit, man. Like, you never let anything get you down, brother. And I'm, like I said, I'm inspired completely, 100% every time I see one of your posts. 100%, it makes me smile. You know what I mean? So it pushes me forward to where it's like no excuses. You know what I mean? That's something I believe in 100%. So it's like, you know what I mean? If you out there pushing through, why can't I push through? You know what I mean?
And that's the thing that I want people to realize, man. Like, at the end of the day, if I could do this stuff blindfolded, I know that other people can, man. And I used to reject, and this is me putting 100 on the table. I used to reject individuals who said they were inspired by what I did, but I didn't. But it was coming from a mindset of ignorance, because at the end of the day, what you do in your life could affect anybody walking down the road. Mm-hmm. If me getting on a bus independently has a person who's on that same bus looking at me saying, "Holy shit, he's got the strength to get up and do something," I got the strength to get up and go to recovery and alcohol. And that, when I say extreme, but it's real. Like, if all I gotta do is go to the gym, lift some weights for you to see that you can do more for your life, I'm gonna do that every day, bro. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get up every morning because I know deep down that I'm gonna help somebody. And that's what I wanna do when I get up in the morning. I wanna be able to say that, yo, I helped you and I didn't even realize I helped you. That's God. Bro, right there.
That's God. You know, sometimes it's like people are placed in areas of your life or around you, and they're watching you, and you don't even know they're watching you, but you make it look so easy by the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? That it's like you don't even think about what you're doing for somebody else or how you're kickstarting their day and just leaving them in a positive vibe, you know, and everything, you know, snowball effect and goes up from there. You know what I mean?
Big facts. I had that happen to me when I was in college. When I graduated, about the last couple of weeks of me graduating, I'm walking around the campus, and I said this in that No Egos room. Like, I'm walking around campus and I'm just studying, man. We're studying for my final the next day, and somebody, and she's like, "I was about to go out and party, but I see you walking around with your cane and trying to memorize this and trying to do. I'm about to go back and study." And that's the type I'm talking about, fam. If I could do that for one person in my entire life, I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's just the mentality that I feel like as a community, man, we all need to have. You know, one hand wash the other, both hands wash your face. And when it becomes more about serving others, you receive something back that can't be placed, you know, like a price can't be placed on it. You definitely can't get that feeling anywhere else. You know what I mean? When you help somebody, it's a different type of feeling that you feel. I just want to appreciate you, man, for making some time to talk with me, bro, and share your story. Is there anything that you want to shout out or you know, give a shout out to anybody or anything coming soon?
Not right now, but stay tuned in. I know if this podcast is hard, like every other podcast you do is on point too. So shouts out to you, bro.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. This is a new venture, and I'm walking with God on this. And it's crazy because I didn't think it would do what it's doing for people. And, you know, this is something I just trusted God with, man. So I'm walking in faith, and it's working out well, man.
Closing your eyes and taking steps forward. That's
yes,
what
sir.
it is.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I definitely appreciate you, my brother. 100%.
All right, thank you for having me, man. Stay blessed, and I hope all your listeners stay blessed, and your family and everybody else stay blessed, man.
God bless you, my brother.
God bless you.
Peace.